Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Happy Heartbreak, the podcast about, boy love and everything else that I can actually think up. This is really, really exciting for me because this is my first episode of Happy Heartbreak in like 12 years. Like back then, I was still doing Happy Heartbreak in actually German and not in English. And it was about couples in European and American daily soaps. So you can see we moved on from that a tiny, tiny little bit because from here on out, it will be actually about Asian boy love couples. Hooray! As you can clearly hear, I'm not English, I'm not American, I'm actually German. So therefore my accent is a little bit thicker than I actually wished it to be, but can't do anything about that, I guess. So I'm sorry, you have to bear with that. I also sometimes have trouble finding the right words to say just because, that's not down to me not being English. That's just down to me being sometimes incredibly slow. So again, sorry for that. But since this is like the first episode of Happy Heartbreak all over again, because I can't really see anyone from back then listening to this one now, mainly because some of you were not even born back then, which really, oh gosh, I'm so old. Yeah. Well, and I don't think that we have that many German followers on Amino either. So, let me just explain who I am, what I do, and why we're doing this podcast. So, my name is Heartbreak, and I am one of the lovely members of the boy love drama Amino. And you might have seen me around, I guess, because I'm lurking always in the chat rooms and I am pestering everyone with stupid comments on their blogs. So, yes, hello, that's me. I'm a girl. Oh, girl is not really that fitting anymore to me, I guess. I'm an elderly lady, maybe. And I'm currently sitting on my couch in Berlin, Germany. And if you hear any noises in the background, that would be one of my 3 cats just doing something they most likely shouldn't be doing in the first place. So any noises in the background, I apologize sincerely for that. So what is this podcast really about? Happy Heartbreak is mainly my place to vent without actually having to type about like the boy love action that is going on during a specific week. So today would be, for example, like obviously about Trapped and some other things like the 2 Moons 2 trailer. So always be aware there will be spoilers in these podcasts. So in general, if you don't like spoilers whatsoever, please be careful, because I have a tendency of just like blooding whatever comes to my mind. So that's actually like the main thing. Like in my old Happy Heartbreaks, I was just really, really going on about how much I love guys snogging and what kind of different daily soaps I was watching at that point. And sometimes there were recommendations, and some other points I even had some guests and we did some interviews. So hopefully I can do that all over again, because I always like talking to other people, and that means that I don't have to talk the whole time by myself, because believe it or not, I really don't like my voice. I think I sound like a mixture between Kermit the Frog and Piggy. Miss Piggy, yeah. Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy. Funnily enough, Miss Piggy was my nickname from my dad when I was younger. But that's just between you and me. Like, we don't need to tell anyone else that. Okay, so maybe now we are 5 minutes into this podcast. We should maybe move over to the things like to really the topic at hand. And that would be boy love. Hooray! So, yes, if thinking about boy love this week, yes, the first thing coming to mind would be obviously Trapped. I mean, I'm so, I can't stress enough how much, so blown away by Trapped, really. I mean, history never disappointed me in the past. Like, yes, it started a bit slow with my hero, and then Stay Away From Me. These 2 were a little bit slow, I would say, but they were not bad. Like, I've seen a lot worse over all these years, but yeah, they were okayish. But then when Obsessed started, I think like history really came to a point where it's just mind-blowing every time they bring something out. So Right or Wrong, in my opinion, is like really one of the best boy loves I've seen, like point blank, because yeah, they tackle a topic that is just so rarely tackled in boy love. Like we have the age gap between the two mains, then one of the mains has a child, and like, yeah, I could go on and rant for Right or Wrong like for 2 hours here, but that's not the topic. Then Crossing the Line came out, and again, they pushed the boat out so far when it comes to high school boy love. Like the storyline was so cleverly done. The story was like, it had such a depth to it. The actors were amazing. The casting was so good. So I was like already so sure about Trap being a success before I even started seeing the first episode. But ever since, like I've seen now, yeah, like all of you, I've seen everything up to today, and I'm just completely blown away. Like everyone who knows me knows that I'm such a huge sucker for Long Time No See, and that's mainly down to the fact that the storyline is so fresh and so different. The actors are a little bit older, so I don't feel like a cradle snatcher the whole time, which is good. And as much as I enjoy the classic high school boy love, which I really do, like Sotos is one of my favorites, Together With Me is amazing and I love it. But I like a boy love that is set in a different place. Like, I don't want to see always just, like, I don't want pupils to always fall in love. I want to see, like, mature men. I want to see them in all different kind of settings of life. So, Trapped really intrigued me so much right from the bat, because just of this fact that we have this mafia boss and on the other side, the policeman. But then when I saw the cast, I started being a little bit like, I'm not so sure. Especially when I saw Jake first, like the promo pictures. I think they were not that flattering of him. Like, he is such a cutie, and the way that he actually acts and just the way he moves and the way he is as a person, it just completely floored me. Like, really, it's knocked me to, like, I can't even begin to describe how amazing this man is. Like, he is this big fluff ball, and the way that he plays Xiao Fei just, I think it's just, I haven't seen anything this good in a while. Like, he has this, you can see I'm completely lost for words. I'm really trying to describe why I love this character and the actor behind this character so much. But I really struggle, because I think the main point about Xiao Fei is that on one hand, he is this innocent goofball who is so funny and who is like, who has this big heart of gold and is like really a proper good guy. And he loves his job. He loves being a police officer, and you can see that. But he is not this naive, innocent guy underneath all of that. Like, you would really think that he's like this big fluffball, but he isn't. Like, he is so strong, and he is such fierce fighter, and like, he just takes whatever he wants. Like, if he sets his eyes on something, he would just go for it. He's like a dog with a bone. Like, he will not give it up. And that's something that's so contradicting to this whole, oh, look at me, I'm such a cute, fluffy, funny guy, because he really isn't. And I think Jake does such a brilliant job showing these two sides to the character. I mean, I love the character in itself, because I think it's such clever writing from the authors, and the director has done an amazing job really, breathing life into this. But Jake, he just really blew my mind with his performance. Like, he just gets better and better with every episode, and I can't really wait to see where this is going. Then we have Chris, obviously, Tang Yi, and Tang Yi, again, the character is so well written, because we have this cold mafia boss who is supposed to be like your typical ice prince trope, but again, he isn't, because of all the flashbacks that we get to see of these two, like of Tang Yi and his, well, adoptive father. I think we see a side to him that is so much more sincere and so much more innocent in a way, where you can still see all these feelings that he has to obviously bottle up because he's the mafia boss of quite a big gang, so he can't show vulnerability. And again, that's something that I find so interesting when you watch the whole thing now play out between Tang Yi and Xiao Fei, because Tang Yi again starts being not just this cold ice prince. He, like, you can see like tiny little cracks, and you can see that behind it there is like a vulnerable person, someone who actually really just wants, that everyone around him is okay. He wants the best for his sister. He wants the best for like everyone else around him, and it just blows me away. So I think, like, just acting-wise, Jake and Chris really have completely exceeded all my expectations. And I'm just so happy that Trapped is going the way it is going. So see, haha, this time I didn't even spoil anyone, so that's good, that's the first. So yeah, I would definitely say, like, if you haven't seen Trapped yet, invest the time in it, because this show will be most likely the show, like the Boy Love show for 2019. I can't see any other show really topping that. I mean, we have Theory of Love coming, we have Dark Blue Kiss coming, we have That Day from History coming, and like there's a lot still going on this year, and I think we are truly blessed. 2019 will be an amazing year, and I still can't wait to see what's happening with Pariah. Are they really doing a new project, like a proper project, like a new show project, and not just an advertisement for 20 minutes? And isn't it sad? Like, I'm such a sucker for these two that I would be actually happy for just like a 20 minutes advertisement as well. Oh, well, what happened with me? Yeah, but we have that still to wait and see what that's going to be. We have all these new shows that P New is doing, so that's very exciting as well. I just hope that he doesn't really like do the whole casting disaster like last time. But that's a topic for another one, for another podcast, I guess. So yeah, I think that's it for today, because I've already talked like for almost 15 minutes, and who really wants to listen that long to my annoying voice? So yeah, this was the first episode of Happy Heartbreak, the Asian/English speaking edition. I hope you liked it. If you want me to change anything around, or you have any recommendations how I can improve my podcast, or what you want me to talk about, just like leave me a message in the comment. I'm happy about every feedback really, and about every comment. I'm just such a sucker for attention, really. So yeah, just leave me a comment if you want to add anything, or if you want to discuss the glorious genius that is Trapped with me. Otherwise, I would just say goodbye for now, and hopefully I hear you soon, most likely next week, and let's see what we discuss then. So until then, bye bye.